What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the MyChevrolet app and how to use it with the 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV. So the setup process is really simple. It's what you'd expect with any other app. You just create a username and a password, and you'll create a 4-digit PIN that you'll use to actually log into the app every time. Once you've created an account, you'll log into the app, and then you'll add a vehicle to your garage using your vehicle's VIN number. So really, that's not something that I can show since it's going to be specific to you guys and what vehicle you have, but you can go ahead and add that in just using your simple VIN number, and it will get registered, and then it will be inside of your garage. So then if we go ahead and open up the MyChevrolet app, I've got it set up with Face ID on my iPhone, so it will go ahead and scan me right in. And then if we give it a second to update here, it shows me a lot of useful information with my Bolt EUV here. Now again, since this is a Bolt EUV, it's going to show a lot of charging information that may not be specific to your vehicle if you do have a gas-powered vehicle, but it'll still show you things like how many miles left on your tank and some useful information like that. So we're going to start on the home screen here, take a look at all the functionality right in front of your view here and kind of how it works demonstrated on my Bolt EUV. And then we'll sit down and talk about the more detailed parts of the app that are kind of hidden in the settings, but just keep in mind that you do have to have a paid plan to use a lot of these features. So I had a 1-month free trial when I first got my Bolt, and I didn't realize that needing to make this video, I would need to be paying for the connected services. So make sure you're doing that. I think the plan I selected is about 35 bucks a month with taxes and fees. So just keep that in mind. It is a paid plan, but we'll walk through everything that you get here. So again, I've got the Bolt EUV, and then you can hit this little drop down and it will show you your garage and kind of what's connected. Then you can see the little Chevrolet logo with the EV on it, letting you know that this is in fact an electric vehicle. Then under that, you have your charge status. So right now I'm at 57% charge, 165 miles, and it shows whether I'm plugged in and charging or not, which I am currently not plugged in and charging. And if it's not updated, like if it says at the top, it's been a while, just hit the little refresh button and you'll be able to get the most updated reading. Now under that, you have the remote section. So this is going to give you all the same functionality that your key fob would have, but in a digital format. So you can sound the alarm, hold it down. It's going to go ahead and send that command. You also have a button to stop the alarm if it's doing what mine was just doing and not stopping. Then you have the lock and unlock button on the right side. So if you press lock and hold it down, it will go ahead and lock the car, and it will give you a little update saying it's locked. And then if you press and hold the unlock button, it went ahead and unlocked the car. So a lot of nice functionality there as far as if you do forget the key fob somewhere and you need to get in quickly. But a really, really nice feature is this remote start. So you can just press and hold on the power button here. It sent the command. And you can see the lights turn on. And of course, it's an EV, so it's hard to tell that it's actually turned on, but it is turned on right now. And you can have the heat and AC turn on so that you can start warming or cooling your car from your house or something like that, depending on what you've got it set as and what season it is. Then at the bottom, there's a little view more button. If you hit that, you can actually flash the lights by holding that down. You can see it does the turn signals for a second. And then you can press and hold the stop lights button if you want it to stop doing that. There you go. And all of it does take a second or two to actually send the command to the vehicle. So if it doesn't happen instantaneously, just know that's why. And then if we go ahead and click on charge status, it'll actually give you a lot of useful information. It'll show you a little battery indicator. There's also a find station button, which will let you find an electric charging station or a gas station, depending on what type of vehicle you have. Then if you scroll down, you can adjust some of the charging settings that you would only typically have access to inside the vehicle on the infotainment display. So you can set the charge limit for a level 1 charger, depending on if you want 8 or 12 amps. And then you can set your charge mode for both level 1 and level 2 if you want it to be instantaneous, or you want to set it so it charges by a specific departure time. Let's say you're leaving at 8 a.m., so you want it to be completely finished charging by 8 a.m., but you don't have a real preference on how quickly it does that, you can set that all inside of that app. You can also enable charge notifications, so you can get an email notification or text notification letting you know that your vehicle is done charging. And then you can set daily notifications for a plug-in reminder to let you know, like, hey, don't forget to plug your car in, or you can set event notifications like charging complete or charge interrupted. And you can also set climate notifications if it's too cold. So depending on where you live, this may or may not be more applicable to you. Then at the very bottom, you can also see your efficiency since your last full charge, how many miles you've driven on that, and you can also switch to lifetime, see how many miles are on your vehicle. So my Bolt EUV has about 2,500 miles. I'm one of the first owners of the EUV in the entire country, and I've done a lot of cool modifications to it. As you may or may not be able to tell, this is not your typical Bolt EUV. If you're interested in what I've done to it, definitely check the link in the description so you can watch my video on that transformation. All right, so we took a look at the digital remote section of the app here, but let's kind of dig into some of the settings here and really give you guys everything you need to know about this app. So if you hit the initials at the top left corner, which is going to be your initials or whatever name you put in here, you have a couple different options. You have the My GM Rewards section, which you can enroll in, so you can actually like earn points to put towards accessories and things of that nature. You also have your profile settings. You can change things like your email address or your phone number and, you know, just different back-end stuff like that. You also have your OnStar and connected services section, and this is where you can actually choose a plan, not only a connected services plan, but also your 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspots. You can set that up, pay for data there, all those different types of things inside. Inside the payment section, you basically do exactly what it sounds like. You can add or remove payment methods. You can set up things like family sharing in case you and your daughter or you and your son share a vehicle. Like let's say you have a Equinox or something that's like a family car. You can set that up in the family sharing so they can share vehicles and in turn share app functionality. You can set up an emergency contact. You can set your preferred Chevy dealer, and then you can go into settings and change things like your units of measurement, whether you want kilometers or miles. You can set up Face ID. You can set up your Apple Watch commands and things like that, which is nice. There is an Apple Watch companion app, which it looks like I do have set up. You can lock and unlock the doors, remote start, turn the vehicle off, turn your horn on and off, and then locate your vehicle as well. The three little dots on the right side actually allow you to schedule service, ask for roadside assistance if you need help, or just view the information about the app. If we swipe over where it says charge status, we can actually view our vehicle status, and you can see things like your tire pressure, you can see diagnostic information, your airbag system's functioning correctly, your StabiliTrak, stability control, anti-lock braking, your engine and transmission. If everything is good to go, it will indicate that on the left side with these little check marks, and then you can check for recalls and schedule service right here in the app. Now again, since I do have an electric vehicle, I have access to this energy menu here. Now if I click on the energy menu, it's gonna pull up a map, and this map will actually allow me to filter and search for charging stations to be able to charge my Bolt EUV here. So you can hit this little button, it will update your location. It will also allow you to do route planning, and it will tell you how much battery you'll have remaining once you get to certain locations. So a ton of useful information in here if you are going to be using this to find a charging station. Now, I'll say this, there's a lot of other apps that are probably better at doing this exact thing than the MyChevrolet app. It's just kind of something they added in for electric vehicles. So you could use something like PlugShare or ChargePoint or something like that to maybe get more accurate and helpful information. But the fact that it's in here is nice. Then you have everything else, and that's what you'd find in the More section. You have things like vehicle locator, you have the Chevrolet Smart Driver, which is actually going to give you a driving score based on average speed, distance driven, hard braking, hard acceleration, speed limit over 80 miles per hour, all kinds of things like that, so you can get a little score there. You can do navigation as well, which is powered by OnStar, and that's basically just a little GPS inside of the app. I don't know why you'd ever want to use that if you have a smartphone that has a GPS, but you can. You can work with your Wi-Fi hotspot connectivity. You can change things like your network name, your password, and then view kind of everything you need to know about the hotspot that, again, you have to pay for, but you do have the ability to change it right there in that part of the app. Safety and security basically just breaks down the plan that I have, which is the Essentials plan. So I get access to remote key fob, vehicle status, vehicle locate, remote personalization, send to navigation, automatic crash response, emergency services, stolen vehicle assistance, roadside assistance, crisis alert, turn-by-turn navigation, Good Samaritan, and the OnStar Guardian app, which you can change everything in this portion of the app. Now, remote personalization is not exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like you'd be changing the actual key fob portion, but that's not what it means. It actually means that you can adjust what your infotainment display looks like from your phone from anywhere. So if we go in here to the apps, you can actually enable and disable the apps that you want on your device under the apps section. So right now I've just got on there Spotify, but if I go ahead and maybe add the Weather Channel, let's add Fox Sports and maybe iHeartRadio, save changes. And then when we hop back inside the vehicle and take a look at the infotainment center, those apps will now be there. You can also go into the favorites section and add favorites. So if we want to maybe add a favorite radio station, so maybe a local one here, like 93.9 The Ville, go ahead and check that. And then that will be under my favorites, and I can set those from anywhere, which is cool. Now in the accessories section, it's exactly what it sounds like. You can go in here and shop for authentic Chevrolet accessories, things like carpeted mats or all-weather mats if that's more your scene. You also have roof cross rails, things like that. You can also do highway safety kit. You can buy charging cables. I don't know why you'd ever want to buy a $30 charging cable from Chevy, but you could right here in the app. Isn't that great? Now the marketplace section will allow you to view other apps that you can buy and put on your actual device. You do get a fully digital owner's manual too, which actually is fantastic, because I don't keep the owner's manual in my car. So anytime that I would need to figure something out to be able to check the owner's manual, I don't have to store it in there. I don't have to shuffle through paper. I've got a fully digital version of it that I can easily search through and read through right here on my phone. And this breaks it down really, really clearly. You have your introduction, keys, doors, windows, seats and restraints, storage, lighting, infotainment center, and you can search anything you want. So if I wanted to search like climate control system, right there, it breaks down every single button for me, tells me exactly what it is, how to use it. So much easier than having to shuffle through the glossary of an actual owner's manual to find what you're looking for. And then they have a section called How Things Work. And there's nothing in it for my vehicle, but what I would assume is in here is a playlist of videos kind of showing you specific features on your car and how they work in video format, kind of like what we're doing right now. And then the only other thing right under here is, of course, plugs for Chevy's social media accounts. So if you were just absolutely dying to follow Chevrolet on Facebook, you can hit the little Facebook button and it will take you right to it. Or my preferred thing to follow would be Instagram. You can just hit that button, it'll take you right to Chevy's Instagram, and boom, you can hit follow and you're good to go. Speaking of which, follow me on Instagram at Metz Tech. So there you go, guys. That is every single feature inside of the MyChevrolet app. Now, again, I have a Bolt EUV, so my app might look a little bit different than yours if you have a Tahoe, a Suburban, or an Equinox. So just keep that in mind, but all of the functionality should remain mostly the same. And this is the most recent version of the MyChevrolet app here in 2021. If they make any significant changes, which I doubt they will since it was recently updated, I'll definitely make a follow-up video. But for now, this video applies to 2021 and beyond. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, what is your favorite feature of the MyChevrolet app? Or do you have any questions? Let's have a conversation down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.